Yes, please.
Without any way of finding criticism here, but what of the Jewish community's view of all these actions? I mean, you mentioned a few well-known intellectuals, but the wider Jewish community, what was their take on all of this?
Yeah, very good question. Well, it very quickly became clear that the people who supported this movement for Jewish emancipation, whether they were deists, Christians, or Jews, as in the case of Mendelssohn or Salkin Hurwitz or David Nassi, a very interesting figure in Suriname, and a number of leading Jews in Holland as well. It's actually amazing. I have a particular knowledge of the Amsterdam Jewish community that there was a very deep split. Only by the 1790s, it was a public and universally visible and clear, obvious split with the rabbis, the Panasim, the community leaders, and the majority of the community on one side opposing the emancipation measures because they didn't want to see the community organization dissolved. And opposing closer, by that time you had the Batavian Republic, which and the more democratic elements wanted a closer alliance with revolutionary France. And the Jewish community leadership and rabbis in Amsterdam didn't. But a very important break-off group who formed a separate, they were not necessarily anti-religious, they were more what we would call liberal or reform Jews. They had a slightly less observant approach to Judaism, and they formed a breakaway synagogue actually in 1796. But people like Moses Salomon Asser and other leading figures in the Dutch community, often younger and more liberal-minded ones, were very supportive of this. So in Holland, in Germany, in France, and everywhere, a deep split came about in Jewish life to begin with. But remember, this Jewish emancipation process was extended often in a forcible way. I mean, Napoleon conquered Italy in 1796 and 97, and he said, Napoleon, who supported this Jewish emancipation movement, just said, well, that's it, the ghetto's finished. Remove all the walls, all the disabilities, the whole lot. The Jews have to sit on all the committees because they're citizens in the new Italian republics on the same basis as everyone else. So whether the Italians liked it or not, whether the Italian Jews liked it or not, the Jewish emancipation was imposed in 2 years by 1797 on Italy. And that was the end of it. The ghettos were finished. And it was, again, very divisive in Jewish life, but it was so beneficial to a large, or let's say to the majority of the Jewish population, that opinions rapidly began to change, and the same in Germany. And as I said at the beginning of the lecture, many people benefited from this. So when the Allies finally defeated Napoleon in 1815 and a new reactionary period set in, and they tried, the Prussian crown and other German governments, for example, tried to go back and reverse the process of Jewish emancipation, shut them out of many professions. This then caused a great deal of, as you can imagine, of a highly educated, westernized in our modern sense, Jewish grievance and resentment, which is, in my opinion, is the reason why certain individuals, Jewish individuals in the early, middle 19th century, people like Heinrich Heine or Karl Marx, have this extremely uncompromisingly critical, rejectionist attitude to German society. I think that's the source of it.